Today, I'm showing an easy way to keep track of your Sims relationships and your plans for storytelling and gameplay. It's a free relationship tracker that I've made for The Sims 4, where you can keep track of all of your Sims relationships, their family drama, all of the chaos in their lives, and where you can write mini profiles for them and plan next gameplay steps. Sometimes I think of storytelling I want to do in my game, but then my Sims get busy and I'm focused on playing, so it takes me a while to actually get around to storytelling ideas I have for them. And so I made this tracker to just really enhance storytelling and keep track of the plans that I have for my Sims, and also to be able to remember all of the little details about their relationship. Let's go over to the game and I'll show you the Sim that I'm going to be using as a demonstration for this tracker, and then I'll show you the tracker. This is Dove. She's going to be our example Sim, and you'll see her on the tracker as well. She is adventurous, socially awkward, a love bug, and she has a lot of other traits here. Most of them are from mods that I use. And then over here, we see, oh, that's her butler because she's rich, actually. She's the daughter of the Sim national leader. You know, in City Living, one of the career tracks for the politician career, your Sim can become the national leader. So in my mind, that means her mom is the Sim president. So she is in a rich celebrity household. Her other mom actually comes from a family with a lot of celebrities. Even though she's not really a celebrity herself, her ancestors are all really famous and rich. Her aspiration is extreme sports enthusiast. She just recently turned into a young adult. I'm going to have her move out of San Myshuno, and then she's going to go to Mount Komorebi and pursue her dreams of being a pro snowboarder. These skills here are just from a language mod that I have, but her other top skills are fitness and logic. She's also actually a mermaid, so living in Mount Komorebi will be a bit of a challenge for her, maybe. I don't know. She's going to be able to go in the hot springs all the time. I'm sure she'll have a nice big bathtub because she's going to have a lot of money. And then let's just take a quick look at her relationship panel. We have her parents. This is her brother who recently moved out with his girlfriend. Here's her grandparents down here. And then we have her romantic panel, which is interesting. She has not had the best luck in romance at all. This was her first crush, and I was kind of getting more friend energy from them. So they didn't like kiss or anything. They just flirted a little bit, and then I had them be just friends. She just aged up recently, so all of them are still teens right now. I gotta age them up into young adults. But anyway, when she was a teen, they only had good compatibility. And now when she aged up, they have amazing compatibility. So I'm like, oh, maybe once he's a young adult, they should talk again and see if there's still a spark there. But the other guys, she's had some drama. We're going to go over to my Sims 4 relationship tracker now, and you're going to see all of her drama over there. Sorry, girl, we're going to expose you a little bit. So this is my Patreon Starstruck Sims. I don't have any tiers or anything like that, because I've only made one tracker. I'm still getting used to making Notion templates and things like that. So we have the Sims relationship tracker. You can deepen Sims storytelling, keep track of your Sims relationships, and make plans for their relationships. But down here, we just have sort of instructions. It's pretty self-explanatory when you look at the Notion template, but it's written out here as well. So now let's go over to the relationship tracker. When you're on the Patreon page, you can click on it here. And then here is the tracker. So we have our example sim right here, but I'm going to show you first what it looks like without any sim information. Over here, you can replace this image with a sim photo. You don't have to. Often on websites like this, I just leave this kind of thing blank because I don't feel like going in the game and getting a photo of my sim to put here, but you can put their name here. And then over here, we have a description of traits, what makes them happy. So things that they love in life, things that bring them joy, and then what makes their life difficult. So this can be lots of different things. Maybe it's school or job problems, maybe it's relationship problems, anything you think of, you can put here. And then here we have a table, and in this table, you can put each relationship that they have. So you can put their mom's name here, for example. And then in relationship, you would write mother. This is a short description of a relationship. So here you can put strict mother or something like that. And I feel like that's really useful for storytelling because when you're looking at your Sims information, if you like to keep track of your Sims lives like I do, then when you're looking at it, sometimes it can be overwhelming to see all of the details of their life laid out. But in something like this, you can think of a really quick way to describe their relationship. Loving spouse, cheating spouse, whatever comes to mind, you can just put it here. And then here we have details. So that's where you can put all of the extra information that you want. And then here is next action. So you can plan the next thing you're going to do in your storytelling or in your gameplay. If it's kind of a boring relationship, like maybe you put all their cousins here, but they don't really talk to their cousin that much and you don't have any information to put there, then you can just leave this part blank. And down here, we have a board where you can write your planned action. And then when you're done, you can just drag it over into the done category. I'll show you what that looks like soon. But before that, I'll show you it filled out with a Sims information. So here we have Dove with her photo, and then we have her traits over here. I also put that she's a mermaid, so you don't just have to put their 3 main traits, you can put other things also. And then what makes her happy? Snowboarding, swimming, logic, mischief. What makes her life difficult? Strict parents, a famous family, and it's hard for her to make friends. She really struggled making friends in high school. Here we have her parents. I put kind of the main description of their relationship here. And then over here, I put more details. So with one of her moms, that mom is afraid of losing her wife. So she always lets her wife call the shots with parenting. And so that parent became the strict parent, while this one is permissive. And the strict parent is the Sim president. So she worries a lot about family image and she's very hard on Dove. And so the next action that Dove will take is that she's going to move out. She's not going to really cut out Lissa, this mom, but she is going to ignore most of Megumi's calls. I feel like they might make up way in the future. Maybe once Dove has her own kids and she's older, she might want to reunite with her parents and be like, let's just bury this hatchet. Let's talk about things and try to make a better relationship. But for now, my next action is distance and Dove moving out. And then here is her brother, her twin brother. And the short description for their relationship is he is the perfect brother. And then the details, he's never done anything wrong. This has caused some clashing between them, but they used to be best friends back when they were kids. And so they're going to spend some time apart, but they're going to reunite and make up later. This is her high school best friend, but even in high school, they just got to good friends. They never got to best friend level, but she's the only friend that Dove has managed to get somewhat close to. But Dove basically just talks to her about parties and gossip and things like that, so the relationship feels a little bit superficial. And the next action for them is that as young adults, they're going to drift apart. She'll probably make more friends as a young adult once she moves out of her hometown, San Myshuno, and once she goes to Mount Komorebi, she'll make more friends. But for now, she's going to drift apart from her only good friend. That's sad. And then here we have her little boyfriends. I'll show you the dramatic ones first, and then we'll get to the possibly good one. So Philip is her ex. They dated for a while and went to prom together, but then he saw Dove flirting with somebody else, and they broke up. This is that somebody else, Jose Prescott. So they dated for a short time. Dove actually got pregnant, and I have the Panda Sama realistic childbirth mod in my game. She had a miscarriage, actually, so things went very badly with her and Jose after that, because they weren't really together in the first place. I don't think they were ever officially together. So yeah, that was a rough time for Dove. And then Fabian here, she was just really attracted to him, but they had bad compatibility also. So that was just kind of a little fling for her. And then Adolfo, he was her first crush in high school. But like I said earlier, they didn't really seem to have that much of a romantic vibe. He wasn't really flirting back that much. And so I felt like it was just friendship, and they became pretty close throughout high school. So now that she's graduated, now they have amazing compatibility. So I feel like maybe once they're both moved out, they're both fully adults, maybe they'll talk and see if there's something more there. So the next action for them is to hang out alone and see if there's a spark. And for these other guys, there's no next action. Goodbye. Things are over with these guys. I feel bad for Philip because he really liked her. And then she was flirting with somebody else, but it wasn't meant to be with Philip. Maybe it is with Adolfo. We'll find out later. And so to use a Notion template like this, if you haven't used one before, you just go over here and click duplicate, and then you can open it in your own Notion account and have the template and edit it however you want. So here I'll show you where you can edit it. So let's just open Sim2. I can click in here and I can write their name instead. And then if you want to replace the photo with your Sim photo, you click more actions and then you can click replace. You might have to resize the photo a little bit, but it was pretty easy to resize. You just have to hold this little bar and drag it around. I will say it's better to do it on desktop. I don't think you can grab this bar if you're on the Notion app, or maybe there is a way to do it and I was just struggling. I don't know. And then where it says like Sim2 description, Sim2 relationship, you can just erase that and put, like I did here, Dove description, Dove relationships. And then here you can edit the traits, what makes them happy, what makes their life difficult. For the next actions, I'll show you what that looks like. This type of board is called a Kanban board, and you can drag them into the next area once you've completed it. You can even add comments on it. So if you want to write what your next plan is, you can do that, or you can click edit here and then open inside Peek. And then here's a lot more information. So you could add what your next plan would be also, or any details about how this action went in your gameplay. So that is the relationship tracker. I hope you like the look of it. Let me know if there's any other kind of tracker you're interested in me making. I have a lot of ideas, but also if there's any specific ones you would like to see, let me know and I'll see if I can make something for it. I think this is really useful for planning your storytelling progression and also just keeping track of your sim relationship details, because for me, I just have it written down in my notes on my phone. I also have a doc on my laptop where I write the information, but just having it all in a giant document or a note, it gets kind of messy and hard to keep track of. I think something like this keeps it all together really well, especially having the short description of a relationship, so it's easy to remember what their relationship is like. Maybe you haven't played with this family for a while, so you just look at this and you remember, oh, this is the strict parent. Oh, this was her first crush. Sometimes it's really easy to forget that kind of thing when you play different households, or maybe you just have to take a break from playing the game at all for a while. So it's good to look at things like this. And then here we have more details. And then, of course, planning the next gameplay actions is also really helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said, let me know any other kind of trackers you would like to see from me. I have a ton of ideas and I can't wait to get started on them. But if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Check out this tracker if you're interested in it. I'm going to have everything linked in the description. I'm also going to link a video on how to make more realistic relationships in The Sims 4. That video kind of directly feeds into this one. I go over Dove and her whole family and how I flesh out all of their relationships. But that's everything for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!